Hey guys, welcome back to Marsha Speaks. This is Marsha. I'm literally gonna be changing where I do these videos every single time until I get it right. I'm in my room today, and we will be reviewing season 9, episode 2 of Total Divas. So let's just get into the very few and brief notes that I have done. I think I'm just gonna break it up into groups of the girls. So the first one that starts off that I remember was Ariana and Sonia. Um, they're back together. She kind of got her back, I think, Valentine's Day. She wooed her. I thought that was cute, but I was a little confused because I thought that would be Sonia's sub storyline. So I thought they would have made it last a little bit longer than they did. They got back together episode 2, so I was just confused as to why they chose to, instead of stretching out that as Sonia's sub story, so that they kind of get back together at the endish of the season. Instead, they got back together fairly quickly. So I guess it could make Sonia's injury the rest of her storyline for the season. So I thought that was cute. As long as Sonia's happy, I honestly don't care. And as long as nobody's hurting her or she's getting hurt emotionally or physically, I think that's great. Good for her. So that was Sonia and Ariana. I think Ariana is cute. They didn't really give her a chance to really talk. It was just more Sonia talking. So I kind of hope throughout the season we get to know her a little bit more, kind of like we did with Natty and her husband before her husband kind of doesn't go on the show anymore. You see him every now and then, but he doesn't talk that much on the show. And how John was with Nicole and Bree was with Brian. You didn't really see Brian that much on the show, but and how Eve was Eva Natalie Eva Marie was with her husband. They kind of put the men in the show as well. So I kind of want to get to know more about Ariana as well, not in too detailed and too personal if they don't want that. So that was Ariana and Sonia. Then Sonia has the tag team wrestling match. I remember watching that match, and I thought that they did pretty good. Again, I didn't like the ending. I didn't want Sasha and Bailey to win, only because they seem more of a singles competitors to me, like great singles competitors. And I didn't see the point of them being a tag team because they were friends, but they weren't. I think they had a better career as singles competitors versus putting them together as a tag team to be a smash whatever. I think if Bree and Nikki came back, that would have been cooler. If who are they? They're in NXT. They won the title later on. I'm forgetting their names. They're both Australian. I think they probably should have won and gone together. The factions like the Riot Squad, though anybody in the Riot Squad two together, they could have won. Sonia and not Miranda. Her name starts with a M, and she's a blonde, and it's gonna make me so. It's not Liz Morgan, Liv Morgan. Oh my gosh, her not knowing her name is gonna piss me because I just was talking about them yesterday. But yes, Sonia and her partner, I think 9 times out of 10 should have won. Like they were actually a tag team, so it didn't really make sense to give it to singles competitors that you just happen to put together, and you kind of killed their driving storyline anyways. So WWE has their own issues that we all know. So that was Sonia. Sonia got her shoulder, got a shoulder injury, so she can't do any physicality on it, and that is having her worried. Definitely because she's a type A personality and she wants to be in control of a lot of things, of like her surroundings. So her not being able to control stuff is irritating her. That is related to the fact that will be the first year that she is openly gay. Not first year she's openly gay. First year that she will be an openly gay female who has a float in a Pride parade. It was the Fort Lauderdale Pride, which is funny because I live right by Fort Lauderdale, and literally Naomi was there, and I could have seen her, and I just didn't. Oh, that irritated my soul. But it is what it is. They look like they had fun, and that's what matters. So yes, so Sonia knew about was approved to get the float beforehand, before she got injured, and the people who provided her the float said that they wouldn't be decorating it. She would have to decorate herself. So I don't know if that's like a normal thing or if that was just part of a storyline that um, E did so that Sonia can have another storyline. I don't know. I don't know how that specifically goes. If you do, comment down below and let me know. Um, and now that she's injured, she isn't able to help, even though she has friends and family who flew in or who were around to also help her get ready for the Pride Parade. I think that is really nice that she had family that came down to do it. And her family seems and her friends seem like they have it handled. So they told Sonia to leave, but again, if you're type A personality, that even though you know you have people around you that can help, it doesn't really help because you want to be on top of it and in control of it. So I get that. From there, it's Natty that kind of popped up in my notes. So Natalie, Natalia is her name. So no, not Natalie. Natty is still grieving over her father, but she's not allowing the grieving process to continue. She kind of just want to be in denial. Not necessarily denial, because you can't deny that. It's just that she doesn't want to fully feel the emotions. So she's letting work be her main focus. But at work, she's no longer needed as much as she used to be. So she doesn't know where her place is in the company. I mean, let's be honest, out of everybody, in my opinion, Natty's position in WWE is secure. Like Natty has been here for how many years now, and she hasn't left, and they haven't fired her. And when they need somebody to work with newbies, they usually 9 times out of 10 call Natty. And Natty always steps up. She always does what needs to be done. She's a team player. And Natty always makes sure that the new people learn the ropes fairly well. So and most people who worked with Natty as like a mentor, they haven't necessarily said anything really bad about her. So I don't think Natty should be worried about her position on on the roster, because out of everybody, in my opinion, Natty's secure. It's Natty. Then it's, what's her name? Charlotte, only because, we all know that, what's his name? McMahon loves him a blonde, which is funny because his daughter is a brunette and never dyed her hair blonde. But he has this random fetish and appreciation for blondes, even if they don't earn it. But that's neither here nor there. But yeah, Natty's stuff is secure. I put, she's too on the go, hasn't fully processed the death of her father yet. But I did like that Trinity was able to help her, like be a shoulder to cry on. And Trinity, if people don't know, that's her real name on the show, is on in WWE is Naomi. I did like that Trin was able to help her cope a little bit and feel a little bit with her father. And I also like that Rhonda was trying to help her as well. And we see later on, like in the next episode preview, that Rhonda's trying to give her how she would cope, not realizing that, for instance, like helping her, like giving her chores and stuff to do on her farm as a way to relax, because that's how she relaxes. But I don't think you fully understand that Natty, out of everybody, is not an outdoors person. So having that idea would not have worked anyways. Clearly, you don't know Natty that well. But could have been another storyline pitched. So whatever. From there, Natty doesn't have a tag team partner for the elimination round to determine who the first ever female tag team champions would be. And in the past, it used to be Ronda. They put, like I said before, whenever there's a newbie, Natty's a person that they give them to. So now Ronda's pretty good on her feet. She performs very well. Natty's not really needed anymore. She's fulfilled her mentor position, so she needs a new tag team. A new tag team partner. Without a tag team partner, she cannot participate. In the end, I remember that match, Natty didn't participate because like we said before, she didn't have a partner. Because Naomi was with Carmella, which I thought was cute. They kind of worked well together. Naya was with, who's the other Samoan? Oh my god, I'm blanking on her name, but we know who she is. Naya had somebody. Sasha was with Bailey. Sonia was with her partner. So I think did the Riot Squad come together on that one too? I don't remember. But those were the people who were part of it. So yeah, so she was pitching very hard to find a partner before the elimination chambers, and in my opinion, she was pitching a little too hard. That's how people knew that she hadn't fully, like, she didn't want to grieve over her father and was making work her like priority. And she was trying to pitch her being a tag team with Ronda, even though Ronda has her own thing going on as a singles comparator. So I don't even know why she even tried, because who's gonna go from singles storyline to a tag team storyline for a tag team title that's brand spanking new when you can have a women's championship? That doesn't make sense. But again, I think Natty was just trying to be active, and WWE kind of benched her, and that was the time where she needed to sit down and let the emotions hit and absorb it and be with her family, but she didn't want that. So there's that. Carmella, wow. Carmella and Nia, it's a hot mess. I was also a little confused. So Carmella is dating, they finally told you who the mystery man from last episode was, and it is Corey Graves. Corey Graves is a commentator, and he's kind of cute if you like tattoos and stuff like that. So I can see them being cute together, but Corey Graves is also married. So yeah, it's a little, you're hitting a little gray, sis. You're hitting a little gray. But they say, well, she said that Corey Graves was separated from his wife and that they were in the process of getting a divorce. I do remember at that time him being in the process of getting divorced. I don't know if they actually went through with it, but basically somebody insinuated that Carmella was a homewrecker because Carmella is with Corey Graves, who still technically is a married man. Like, yes, he's separated. Yes, he's going through divorce. But like most people know, you may be going through divorce, but you're not divorced until this paperwork says you're divorced. But at the same time, if you've been separated with this man for how many years now, like for some people, a paper is a paper. Like, it doesn't change the fact that you don't want to be with this man. But yeah, they said that she is a homewrecker, and I think Corey Gray's wife put Carmella into a situation, and they also threw the kids in there, which I think is messed up. And Carmella told Sonya who the mystery guy is, and that's how we knew it was Corey Graves. But Sonya was saying that, yeah, it's a little gray, but if people know you, they know that you would never be a homewrecker. And the way that they all said it very adamantly, I'm wondering if like maybe that was like a certain sort of topic in her family, like maybe her parents got divorced, or like somebody cheated on somebody in her family and it impacted her, and that's how she knows that she'll never get like she'll never be the other woman. So yeah, I just didn't, I found it fascinating how adamant they were that she was not a homewrecker. So from there, again, I kind of want to know, comment below if it's Nia who's the one that insinuated that she was, the homewrecker, or if it's Corey's wife. I really think it's Corey's wife, because when she was talking to Corey, she was saying that, why would she say that I'm a homewrecker? I don't, like, if this really has nothing to do with me, this has to do with you guys, and she's bringing the kids into it. So I didn't think she was talking about Nia at that point. But they did show Nia commenting on Carmella's situation and saying that basically it's making her look like a homewrecker, which is another reason for why she doesn't like Carmella, which again has really nothing to do with her, but whatever. I also wrote down that it's very much like the Adrian and Israel situation. Like when Israel and Adrian got married, a lot of people look at Adrian with a side eye. I still do to this day. But I think it's not the same though, because at least this one's a little bit better, because Carmella and the wife don't really know each other. They don't really interact with each other. And Adrian and Israel, Adrian was friends with Israel and his wife. They used to like do double dates and stuff. So it made it worse, in my opinion, when we find out later that this person who you kind of quickly got married to is a friend. Like his wife is a friend, or supposedly at least a couple friend, where that's still, in my opinion, kind of fucked up. But We're not talking about Adrian and Israel because they're not part of the show. Carmela, I'm not gonna lie to you, sis. You do look sus. You look a little suspect. And I don't. I honestly was not that deep in the fandom, so I don't remember what the reaction was when the fans came when this information came out. I can imagine though that people were pissed because there's no fandom like wrestling fandom. So I can see people saying giving her the death threats. I can see a lot of the stuff that she was saying was happening to her. I can definitely see it happening. And I kind of feel bad because I personally don't think Carmella's that type of girl, but at the end of the day, it's all about perception, unfortunately, and the perception is that you a homewrecker. But I think a lot of people in the fandom knew that Corey and his wife were separated and that they were getting a divorce. I think overall, she was saying like, how do you let something that you think could actually work out? How do you let that go? Like, how do you let that opportunity go? And I think that brings us back to the Cosby episode. If y'all watched Cosby, I know Bill Cosby is canceled, but the show was still good and it had a lot of good points. And in one of the episodes of the show, one of the daughters, the darker one, what's her name? I don't want to get the names wrong. But she went to college and she came back saying that she was engaged to this dude. And the family didn't know anything about him. And basically, Bill was saying that it's not even about it's not even about like whether we or not we think you're right for a daughter. It's the perception. Like she didn't bring you to us in the correct manner. Basically, I think it was like an analogy about like if you like steak and if your steak was put on a trash can lid, right? Like it's a presentation. She didn't present you to us correctly, and that's how it is with Carmela's relationship. Whether or not she's a homewrecker or not is relevant. It's the perception. You didn't allow your relationship to be presented to public correctly. Like, yes, I understand. Like, you could have lost an opportunity, but 9 times out of 10, your relationship might not work because you didn't present it correctly. And I personally believe that once somebody gets divorced, they should be single for a little while just to fully acknowledge and be this new person that they are. I don't think any relationship you should jump from one relationship to the next. You should have time to fully understand like what happened, what went right, what went wrong in the relationship. How did it affect you? Are you changed because of this relationship? At some point, you have to be somewhat changed. So I think that you should at least have a good 6 months, maybe a year of just being single and then dating somebody. So, and it will help the next person that you're with. It definitely, when you're in a public relationship, cope, because if you present somebody too close after your last relationship, a lot of people will wonder, is this the reason why y'all broke up? So you didn't really help your situation by not giving it space. And I think you should have given Corey Graves space. Like, y'all could have been friends for a couple of months, maybe a year, and then after that, if y'all really do feel like this is the one, or like I can at least see a good relationship with this person, then move forward. But when feelings are involved and emotions are involved, who's really paying attention to that? So that's my review. The only other thing I'm still slightly annoyed by, where's Naomi? Like, where's she at? I came for Naomi. Like, she's my favorite. I came for her, and I'm confused as to why I barely see her on my screen. What happened, sis? I'm listening to Nia Jax's foolishness. So I'm confused as to why Naomi is not, where her storyline at. Y'all didn't pitch a storyline for her so that we all can be coming out rocking? Like, I'm confused. Y'all barely putting her in with 2 episodes in. I'm gonna wait and see. They really don't give Naomi that much camera time anyways. But I'm waiting to see her on my screen because she's my favorite. And then I'm kind of slowly already getting sick of the Nia Jax storyline and role that she's playing. I get that in WWE, she is the villain. I much prefer her. I think she performs better as a villain than she did as a face. I don't know why they ever try to push her as a face. She's rocks as a villain. And I don't I don't like that Naya brought the situation that she was having with Carmella to the Bellas. And the Bellas didn't really have nothing to do with her because, again, Carmella wasn't saying that Nicole was sloppy or that she wasn't a good performer. She was saying that I can take hits because look, A, B, C, and D. Like I have evidence that I can take hits. So you can't tell me that I don't know how to do my job right because I have evidence that I know how to do my job right. That was the whole point of that conversation. So bringing it up to Carmella and bringing it up to Nikki and twisting it to say that, oh, Carmella has beef with you is ridiculous. And I'm glad that the Bellas didn't really feed into that. Um, and I also think it's stupid because the Bellas are executive producers of this, so you could have been messing with somebody's bag, and I don't believe in messing another female's bag. That's just my opinion. So Nia's just looking a little sloppy to me at this moment, and that's it. Like I'm over the storyline. I don't know if this is the real her or if this is just another role that she's playing because these are all just roles to WWE actresses, athletic actresses. But I'm over it. I kind of want her storyline to start getting better because you're gonna make me really dislike her. And actually, not really. I'm just gonna be indifferent to her. And I don't think people want that. Like the opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. And when you start getting characters that you're indifferent to, they're quick to cut you. And I don't want people losing the bag. A check is a check, So that's my opinion of episode 2 of Total Divas. I will be back next week for another episode. And comment below. Let me know what you guys are thinking. If I miss anything, put it down in the comments. Let's have a dialogue because I would like to create a community for Total Divas because I really don't see that many reviews of Total Divas on YouTube and none of my friends really watch it. So I really want to create a community. So comment down below, share, subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye.